Making tofu requires a lot of water, up to 10 times the volume of soybeans needed for every batch. And all that runoff stinks.
Jadi kalau mengalir tuh yang di aliran kan biasa kalau dibuang ke sungai, itu sungainya jadi bau. Kadang-kadang ada ikan, ada apa jadi ikannya bisa mati.
Tofu is a staple across Indonesia, a country of 275 million.
Murah dan ada gizinya mungkin gitu.
And most of that comes from about 100,000 small factories, like the two we visited. But now, some villages are converting stinky wastewater into home cooking fuel. In a country that struggles to provide access to energy, this tofu biogas has become an important alternative. We traveled to Indonesia to find out how people power their homes with worldwide waste. The inside of the Haji Oji tofu factory is hot and steamy, with a sour odor that you can smell from outside. It's one of more than 230 tofu makers in Sumedang, an area of West Java famous for this product. But all that tofu comes at a smelly price.
Mereka malu disebut desa pengotor, desa penghasil limbah. Itu tadinya dari situ.
Almost every step of making tofu generates wastewater. When that flows into nearby streams, the acidic runoff can kill off fish and crops. And as the organic material dissolved in it decomposes, it produces ammonia gas. Tofu starts with dried beans that are measured out and soaked.
Ini yang sudah 2 jam. Nah, kalau sudah 2 jam, udah besarnya dirasa cukup, baru dibersihkan.
Yusuf has been making tofu here for 18 years. He grinds the soaked beans to prepare them for cooking.
Kalau udah bersih, masukkan ke mesin, biar jadi bubur kacang.
The bean paste cooks in giant cauldrons. Workers stir the mixture until it's just right.
Biar masaknya rata sampai jadi air atau cuma naik 3 kali. Naik, lalu dijahit kayak.
Then they strain the slurry through cheesecloth. Excess water collects in drains. What's left is soy milk and a steaming pile of pulp called dregs.
Sisa ini. Dan ini buat itu Pak, nggak dibuang, buat makan ternak.
Adding vinegar curdles the soy milk.
Nah, setelah proses pengasaman beres, itu nanti menggumpal jadi kembang tahu.
The bean curds go into wooden molds. Heavy weights squeeze out any of the remaining liquid. Making just 1 kilogram of tofu generates 33 liters of liquid waste, containing whey and vinegar.
Oh, itu bahaya nggak buat manusia sama lingkungan, Pak? Si limbah sebenarnya?
Kayaknya kalau berbahaya sekali Pak.
Just 5 years ago, the tofu plant discharged everything into the nearby river. But now, things are different.
Tapi kalau di sini dari kelompok pengusaha tahu udah dibikinin semua pabriknya Pak. Udah ada jaringan pipanya gitu ke pabrik.
Pipes carry wastewater directly from the cluster of tofu factories to a nearby biogas plant.
Nah ini dari ke-9 ke-8 pengrajin dari atas masuk sampai lewat.
Technician Pepin Sopendi has been producing biogas here since the plant opened in 2017. The facility treats some water to be released back into the river. Another pipeline carries more concentrated waste to collect in a holding pond. The 6 tall black tanks turn waste into biogas.
Setelah masuk, ada penguraian biodata yang ada di dalam, makhluk hidup seperti mikroba.
The wastewater gets pumped into the first reactor from the holding pond. Then, technicians introduce anaerobic bacteria, which don't require oxygen to break down organic material. As the microbes munch on soy proteins, the series of 6 digesters produces methane, a gas that can be used as fuel. The whole fermentation process takes about 20 days, but technicians feed new biomass into the reactors every day. Leftover solids can be used as fertilizer.
Limbah tersebut akhirnya bisa menjadi lebih bersih tentunya. Minimal 90% akan tereduksi polutannya.
Bau nggak?
Nggak bau nggak? Nggak bau. H2S baunya, jadi bukan bau.
Naini Sintawardani designed and built this plant in Sumedang, as well as others across the country.
Tapi kemudian saya melihat jadi ada satu kebanggaan yang mereka ambil. Setelah mereka punya plan ini, mereka bisa mengatakan, kami tidak mengotori lagi.
In the last 40 years, Indonesia has built almost 50,000 biogas plants. While the Indonesian government funds some facilities like this particular plant is owned collectively by the community. Larger plants in other areas also turn biogas into electricity. The country's huge appetite for tofu means there's a lot of opportunity for growth.
Di Indonesia ini di mana-mana ada tukang tahu. Di desa 500 meter dari sini itu ada 19 pabrik tahu juga. Tidak diolah, semua dibuang.
The Sumedang plant supplies 56 households with a direct line of biogas, and it has the capacity to provide even more. One of those homes belongs to Deda Hidayah and her family.
Saya sebagai ibu rumah tangga, sehari-hari memasak menggunakan biogas kurang lebih 5 tahun.
Today, she's cooking tofu with gas made from tofu waste. But this circular model has its limitations. Tofu wastewater needs to be generated, collected, and fermented every day to keep the flow of biogas going. Because of the working hours at the factory, biogas from the plant only runs to homes for a few hours in the mornings and afternoons.
Kalau masih ada gasnya sampai pagi juga ada gitu. Kalau gasnya udah habis, ya tergantung gitu.
Some Indonesians do have access to natural gas. But building pipelines across the country's 17,000 islands is a challenge. About 60% of its energy comes from coal. At the G20 summit in November, a combination of wealthy countries and private institutions pledged $20 billion toward helping Indonesia wean itself off the fossil fuel. Small biogas plants like this one could play a key role. And while they can't provide electricity or cooking fuel everywhere, they can help communities make something good out of a stinky situation.
Jadi mereka mengerti semuanya. Kami tidak ada yang kami rahasiakan. Nggak ada yang kami patenkan. Ya itu sehingga sekarang mereka sudah bisa menangani sendiri, Anda bisa lihat sendiri.